Welcome back to another episode of The Goal is to Become a Gardener, and today is basket making day.
And we're going to learn how to do a quick pickle.
I don't know what that is. Huge.
Let me show you how to make this pretty. So, quick pickling.
Okay, which sounds super complicated.
Not at all. It's one of the easiest ways to can. Sometimes you just have a little bit of produce from your garden and you're like, I want to save this because I can't eat all this today, but I don't want to go through that whole process. So enter the quick pickle. It's not going to be shelf stable though. I can't put this in the pantry. It has to stay in the fridge. That's the downside.
Okay, so you're cracking me up that, you know, this for me is like a lifetime's worth of vegetables from my garden. And you're like,
that would be like a 20-minute morning harvest for me in the middle of the summer. So, so the idea is we're going to make a pickling mix, and it's vinegar and water, and we normally add salt and sugar to that. And then after that, it's what you want to add to it. So people add peppercorns to it. Some people add fennel or mustard seed. I love adding fresh herbs and garlic. So why don't we switch places and I'll chop and you can fill the jars up. Okay. And so maybe one or two in the bottom.
I wanted to. All right, I almost put 3.
And
so
then we'll
it's the Italian in me.
well, we'll put another one on top. I understand in Italian cooking, you put in as much garlic as your heart feels. Is that?
Okay, so I think I know the answer to this question, but I just want to be sure. I'm not like cutting it in half and putting the whole thing in. I'm just putting in the leaves.
So for flavor, you could put any leaves in, but I like it to be pretty, so just tuck the whole thing right in there.
Are we eating any of this or no? We're just eating what we actually...
Yeah, this is just flavoring. And so drop these in. Dill is great in here if you actually want dill, but we're using a little cilantro and oregano in here, so it'll taste a little different. And a couple of peppercorns on top.
This is so cute. This would be a cute teacher's gift.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, by June you might have cucumbers and could do this before school lets out.
Can you imagine if I walked in class, gave the teacher a gift that from my garden and it's adorable?
Well, and let me blow your mind right now. You could add a couple of slices of jalapeno and make spicy pickles.
Oh, not for me.
For me. I'd put a jalapeno in anything.
We'd like to thank this episode's sponsor, Wegmans.
Both Marianne and I shop at Wegmans in Mount Laurel when we need extra produce or other ingredients we can't find in our garden.
We especially like that Wegmans produce is from farms near their stores. They have great meat and seafood departments, all responsibly sourced. They also have a large wine and spirits section, incredible gluten-free department, extensive cheese department, and a bakery where everything is baked on site. Plus, they have an entire section of chef-created meals. It's a lot.
And Wegmans business practices show they believe sustainability is important, which we all know it is. They give so much back to the communities they serve through volunteer work and donations. They don't just talk about it.
So keep Wegmans in mind the next time you're planning your meal.
All right, so then pour this over this.
We're doing a lot of daring things for me right now.
Over it, there you go.
And how long am I putting these in the refrigerator before they're ready for me to eat?
So really just 24 to 48 hours before they really got that flavor, but then they'll stay in the fridge for a month because it's pretty high vinegar content and salt. So I can put this little lid on right here.
I am going to feel like a genius when I do this.
And really, look how pretty this is.
So pretty. Green bow, you're amazing.
I think we should go inside and do the more complicated version of this now.
You think?
I do.
I would rather be in the garden than in the kitchen.
I love both, and I love taking what I have from the garden and making it in the kitchen. So we did quick pickle out there, which is what you do when just like on the fly, you need to do something quick and you don't have a lot. But we also want to can all the overflow when we have way too many tomatoes or cucumbers or green beans to eat. It's a way to make them shelf stable.
Okay, so these are jars. So canning is jarring.
Can't we say we're canning, we say we're jarring, or we say we're putting up. All three are common terms.
Putting up.
Yes, so today we're putting up tomatoes.
Okay. All right. And you also said shelf stable?
Yes, so the quick pickle and anything else that could go bad has to go in the fridge because it could grow mold or rot. Okay. But when we can, it's something we can put on the shelf in the pantry and it will stay for a couple of years. Hopefully we're going to use it sooner than that. But just like a jar of soup you would buy at the grocery store where it's got an expiration date a couple years out, this would last for years. All right, so we already chopped our tomatoes up and they're heating up in the pan. So I like to flavor my tomatoes. So my favorite one is a couple cloves of garlic, and this is fresh oregano from my garden, just tucking it in here. But you can flavor with just about anything. Onions, you can put all kinds of different herbs in there, and you can even make sauce.
Sauce, yes. Is that what we're doing? Because I would love to make sauce.
Oh, we can do that. Let's make sauce. Yeah, so that's a little bit different. We need to chop this up and add it to the pan to cook the sauce, and then we can that direct before you do that. So that's how most people cook garlic, and that's fine. Well, let me give you a little tip. So the cancer fighting power in garlic is activated by a chemical reaction when you crush the garlic and all the cells combine, and you let it sit for about a couple of minutes, and then when you cook it, it holds on to all those cancer fighting properties. And while it's activating, let's chop some of the oregano. So we don't want all the stem in there. I don't want anyone to bite into that when they're eating. So we'll just pull the leaves off, and then we're gonna just rough chop those up. And you can chop them as finely or as large as you like.
Cooking does not interest me at all, but I like eating food. I
like both.
Yeah, oh yeah, no.
Someone has to like the cooking part, or the eaters are really out of luck.
That's true. That's why I have Joe, right? He loves to cook.
Perfect.
And I love to eat what he cooks.
That is a good arrangement.
And I would like to say something. I have skills. They are just not cooking or gardening. I feel that had to be said.
Hey, let's thank one of this episode's sponsors, Beechwood Landscape Architecture and Construction. Beechwood has been designing, building, and maintaining award-winning landscape and custom gardens for decades to make yards all over the tri-state area beautiful.
Whether you want to install water features, add a putting green, or even build your own pollinator garden, Beechwood has the expertise to design your perfect outdoor space.
Call Beechwood to get started on your dream yard. We have a choice to make now. The tomatoes are already cooking, so we can either add these ingredients, cook them together, and then blend them in the blender to make a really smooth sauce. Or we can blend the tomatoes up and then add this when you get that chunkier, more rustic sauce.
Yeah,
you want to do that?
Yeah.
All right. That means we have to blend the tomatoes now first, and it's kind of boring, so you guys don't need to watch this. So we boiled all the components, and I'm putting this in here now because when I put the pasta sauce in, I don't want any on the rim because I want to protect that seal I'm trying to create.
Can you put Parmesan cheese in there? Because that would be good.
I love Parmesan cheese in my sauce, but if you are water bath canning, you can't have any animal products, any oil. That's pressure canning. And we can do that, but right now we're just putting up the basics. I want to lift this out so there's no tomato sauce on the rim. So this last part is a little insurance policy. A lot of people will use lemon juice. You just need to add a little extra acid in there to kill bacteria. Add to the top a little citric acid. You will not taste this. All right, and now we've got these boiled pieces. They're nice and sanitized. Putting those on top. And then you screw this one on, and I'll screw this one on. Careful, try not to touch the jar too much because it is hot. And you don't need them tight. You literally just want to tighten until you feel some resistance.
Oh, no, I am going to, there. Nope.
Nope.
I got it.
Now they're ready to go in the water bath.
Pop. Very cool.
Yeah, it's cool the first time you see it, like it actually worked, right? So that pop is telling you that the suction is assured that we got what we needed. Sometimes it does happen in the pot. The suction will be created before you even pull them out. So you just want to make sure you don't have that little bubble in the middle, that it's sucked down. And then this becomes irrelevant because this seal is good now. It's canned this, and I'll write the date on the top, and I'll try and use it within 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah, this is canning. This is how we put food up to save it for future years.
I've never done that before, and that's amazing that it could last for 2 years.
It does feel scary when you first do it because you're like, what if I did it wrong? But the instructions online are so good, and they're set up for the safest possible outcome. If you follow them, you're gonna be fine.
Okay.
You believe me. All right, so you know what's fun about this now is once these cool down, they're really pretty, and these will make a great addition to the gift baskets that we're gonna make.
Oh, yes, that would be so nice. That's hot.
Yeah, thanks, Paris.
Paris?
Sorry, that's an old reference. Don't you remember for years Paris Hilton was like, that's hot.
Oh, yes,
Sorry,
yes.
that just makes me old. You need to cut that. So this is everything I like to gather to make a gift basket for someone.
Okay, so I gather my cucumbers, walk over to my neighbor and say, here are the cucumbers I made. Would you like them?
And I'm sure they love that, but why not make it really pretty and blow their minds a little bit with a beautiful gift basket?
I would love to. This makes me very nervous. I'm about to make a basket that I'm going to think is adorable, and then I'm going to look at you.
There's no competition. This is not a competition.
Yeah.
Because I've already won trophies. So let's start out with a little bit of filler. So I save packing paper all the time. I'm trying to be sustainable, and there's no reason to go buy this.
Yes.
So this is a good way to like just tuck into the bottom of your basket to provide a base, and it looks pretty.
This be tissue paper?
Tissue paper, newspaper works for this. And in the middle of the summer, when I really have tons and tons of herbs, I'll actually just use herbs in the bottom because it smells so good.
Wow.
So how about if we do a theme basket? I'll do a garden theme, and you do a salad basket.
This is the summer of salad for me.
Okay.
Because that's what I planted, all stuff for a salad.
Great, all right.
Because you told me, pick a theme.
So you got lettuce and herbs, cucumber, tomato, garlic, everything we could use. This is, I love adding different things, like these are our pickled beets and salsa that we've made. Yeah. These are the quick pickles. We've got some tomato sauce here, seed packets, little cookie cutters, and ways to make tags, and just all different kinds of things that make this beautiful.
Wow. So the lettuce, I'm not breaking that into pieces, right?
No, the whole thing's beautiful. And you know what? Yeah. Since you're gonna put carrots in yours, let me show you a quick, because this is enormous and you don't want all this in the basket. So let me show you how to make this pretty.
Okay.
Why don't you hold this?
Okay.
And I'm gonna take a little bit of ribbon here.
These are misfit carrots.
They are, but you know.
I like them.
We're used to the things looking super perfect, and we need to get over that. And eat things don't look perfect and pretty all the time because they're perfectly delicious and nutrient dense for you.
I like them. They have character.
That's right. All right. So a little bow on there. And now I'm gonna snip all this off. Okay.
Oh my God.
Isn't that cute? Look how cute that is.
That's so cute.
And now we can use this for more filler in the basket. So I can kind of cut these big stalks off. And how pretty to just put this in the bottom of the basket. And these are edible too. You can actually make pesto out of carrot, but not everybody likes it. So, but it's still beautiful. I'll give this to you.
Thank you. I mean, I would never in a million years think to do this.
I think because you love beets, maybe you take the pickled beets there, and both of our baskets could have a tomato and cucumbers.
I'm making my basket lopsided. It's falling over.
There's no rules.
Gosh, this is so nice.
I'm gonna tuck a little fresh herb in my basket here so this person can plant this in their garden, like this, because I'm doing garden themed. And I'm gonna put a little garlic in mine.
Since I have chickens, I'm gonna put some eggs in. Is there a fear that there'd be too much? Is that some? I feel like I have no place for these. Here we go, wait.
And I'm gonna tuck a little jar of salsa, peach salsa that I made last summer. And this is the beauty of canning. I have it a year later, it's still delicious. Tuck that in here.
Is this something you would put in?
Yeah.
Salad dressing?
For the lettuce. For
it's
the
a salad dressing, of course.
Tuck that in there. Yep.
Oh yeah, no, it's gonna blow.
Yeah. Depends on what angle you wanna look at the basket from.
Well, it depends on not wanting the basket to fall over.
And then sometimes I might like, if I have little mini tomatoes or blackberries, I might just, sprinkle those in the top here.
This is amazing. I am impressed.
You should be impressed with yourself. That looks good.
Yeah, well, you gave me the ingredients. You kind of told me what to put in.
And then we need to put a little tag. Sometimes I put little gifts in, so I'll do like little matchbooks and a little note. So let's put a little note on here. So I like to say from Toni's garden. You can say from Marianne's garden.
No, I'm gonna say like, this is huge. This is from Marianne's garden. Huge. Never happened before. This is huge.
So a little hole in here. Well, this is huge. Yay me.
Oh, yay. Oh, yay me. That's perfect.
And I also love to put a little ribbon on this. So I'm gonna put this beautiful green ribbon in my basket because it's garden themed.
Okay, and I'm gonna use this white ribbon. I think we should tell the surprise.
Okay, my daughter Maddie is getting married. We are thrilled, and she's decided to get married in my garden. So we're gonna show you how to do everything from craft cocktails to farm to table menu, make beautiful displays right in your garden, and throw a beautiful outdoor event.
And I'm invited to the wedding, so I'm gonna be helping along the way.
And we invite you to follow along.
We'll see you in August.